Thomas, and welcome to the special broadcast on the ZNS Network and across the airwaves. I'm Cynthia Ferguson. It's Friday, May 15th, and we're coming to you live from Government House for a second day of swearing-ins as the Progressive Liberal Party continues to shape its government. Today, we'll witness the official swearing-in and instrument of appointment for Deputy Prime Minister-elect, the Honorable I. Chester Cooper. On today's agenda, we also expect to see Wayne Munro, KC, the senator who's recently been appointed, and we expect that he will now be the country's newest Attorney General. Also showing up on today's agenda, we have the Honorable Michael Halkitis, Member of Parliament-elect for the St. Barnabas constituency, but we'll have to wait to see exactly which charge the Prime Minister will be giving him to lead. Joining me on today's broadcast is our Corbell Pyfram, who stands by with a guest who we also think was added to our agenda late today. Corbell, who do you have and what can we expect?
Good morning, Cynthia. A much different feeling weather-wise than we had yesterday. My white paper is playing dual purposes today. First as my notes and also as a fan because, boy, it is hot here at Government House this morning. Joining me as we get started is the Progressive Liberal Party's national chairman and recently re-elected Member of Parliament-elect, I should say, Fred Mitchell of Fox Hill. Mr. Mitchell, congratulations to you. You played no small part in the PLP's re-election. This must be a great feeling for you.
It's good victory.
And today, this is day 2 of swearing-ins. We expect to see Deputy Prime Minister-elect Chester Cooper re-sworn in as the Deputy Prime Minister, as well as Wayne Munro as the Attorney General, and Michael Halkitis as Minister of Finance this morning.
Well, the details I don't know, but we're all ready to get back to work. Cabinet has a lot to do. Parliament opens on the 20th, which is next Wednesday, so there's a lot of work to do between now and then. And I look forward to getting back to my desk.
We heard yesterday, if I can ask you about this, we heard yesterday the observer findings of the elections. Your initial reactions to what you heard?
Well, again, you know more than I know, but I don't think they would have found anything that's too off. It went smoothly as far as I could tell. I'll study the observations. Usually I have an opportunity to go to OAS and respond because the observations are made public in a public forum. So, yeah, they're fine, I'm sure.
Now that you have a second term, the expectations are high. What should the Bahamian people expect from Davis 2.0?
Well, we argued continuity, stability, so that's what you can expect. Level-headed, reasonable decisions, make sure the country's at peace and that everybody has a chance to have the best economic opportunities that the country can offer.
If I can get a little bit more excitement from you this morning, tomorrow's a big party in Fox Hill, eh?
Saturday night, yeah, lobster and lamb.
Lobster and lamb. Fred Mitchell, MP-elect for Fox Hill. Lobster and lamb, 6 p.m. till midnight in Fox Hill tomorrow. Congratulations. Back to you, Cynthia.
Lobster and lamb it is. Thank you so much for that, Corbell. And yes, let's just set the scene here. A much hotter day than it was yesterday here at Government House. The sun is out. It is beaming on us. I just love the way our weather just changes back and forth. But joining me, I'd like to introduce my guest for today, Ms. J.Ann Major, Senator Major, that is. Thank you so much for joining me once again.
Thank you for having me, Cynthia.
Welcome to the broadcast. So a big day. Big day for your party. How do you feel? Tell us what we can expect and what you're looking forward to today.
I'm still excited. We're still coming off the high of Tuesday.
I'm pretty tired.
I'm tired. So tired and excited all in one. And I'm looking forward to seeing Deputy Prime Minister being sworn in, Wayne Munro, and certainly Michael Halkitis. He and I served together in the Senate. I worked with him in St. Barnabas during the campaign trail. I worked with him on the advance poll on Election Day. So he's one of my absolute favorites. So I'm excited to be here with you this morning.
And as one of the younger people in the party, right? One of the youthful minds in the party, and you serve as senator, as you just mentioned. What does it mean for you in this moment to witness events like this? Any aspirations here?
I'm just soaking it all all in. I'm really just soaking it all in, and I'm just grateful that the party has given me the opportunity to serve in the capacity that I've been able to serve in the last year and a half, because I've only been a senator, I only was a senator for maybe a year and a half or so, but being able to serve in the background and support the candidates and to now be here live to speak on this moment is absolutely, I can't put it into words.
So tell me a little bit about the man. Yesterday I asked Keenan about, what was, who is the prime minister to him? Tell me who the deputy prime minister is to you. What do you know of him that we may not know or be privy to?
Listen, he is a businessman, right? And he is one of the most intellectual, intelligent businessmen of this country. He's run many successful businesses. And as a real estate attorney, I've also seen how investment has picked up in this country over the last 5 years. And I have to credit that to the work he's done as the director of investment. So he's one who is very focused. Yes. He's very driven. He's very business-minded. So to have him leading the charge as the director of investments for the last 5 years has been an exceptional decision. And we saw the turnaround. And we see tourism has picked up. We see investments across the country, across the islands has picked up. So I would say he's absolutely a business genius.
Nice. All right, so we're going to toss it now to a package our team at ZNS put together, a little bio about the Honorable I. Chester Cooper. Let's take a look at that now.
From Forbes Hill Little Exuma to the office of Deputy Prime Minister, the Honorable I. Chester Cooper has once again secured his place at the forefront of Bahamian leadership. Following the Progressive Liberal Party's historic re-election victory on May 12th, Mr. Cooper returns for a second term as Deputy Prime Minister of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. As Minister of Tourism, Investments and Aviation, he oversaw one of the strongest tourism recoveries in the region, delivering 3 consecutive years of record-breaking tourism arrivals, expanded airlift, billions in foreign investment, and greater economic opportunities for the family islands. Under his leadership, the Bahamas embarked on the Airport Renaissance Initiative, a massive national aviation program that saw 19 airports rebuilt, renovated, or expanded across the country. On the international stage, Mr. Cooper earned recognition as Caribbean Tourism Minister of the Year and was elected Vice President of the United Nations World Tourism Organization's General Assembly for the Americas region. At home, his impact has been felt across Exuma and Ragged Island, from roadworks, dock development, and housing plans to more than $1.5 billion in investments tied to tourism and national development. In Ragged Island, he led post-Hurricane Irma reconstruction efforts, restoring critical services and infrastructure to the community. A third-term politician, businessman, and author, Mr. Cooper says his journey has always been rooted in resilience, hard work, and service to the Bahamian people. And now, with a renewed mandate, I. Chester Cooper says he remains committed to fighting for you.
This is an historic moment. We are the first government in decades to do 2 straight. I believe the Bahamian people saw our work. They liked our work. They judged us based on what we delivered. 325 out of the 387 commitments in the Blueprint for Change. That spoke to our delivery for and on behalf of the people. And therefore, here we are today. I am pleased to have an opportunity to continue to serve, to shape national policy, and to work closely with Prime Minister Davis.
And in just a few minutes, he will begin his second consecutive term as Deputy Prime Minister. But in that package, Jayan, we heard that even before entering frontline politics, he has been a standout Bahamian.
Absolutely.
Is this what we are to expect from his second run as Deputy Prime Minister?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I don't see why anybody should even have a second thought about that changing. He's committed, he's dedicated to his craft, and he's dedicated to the Bahamian people. So I think we're expected to see much more from Chester Cooper during this tenure.
And days like this, the swearing-ins, the instruments of appointment, it's always a lot of buzz around Government House today, because no one knows who will lead the charge in this ministry or on this topic that I am passionate about, right? And so portfolios will be changing, maybe. Some ministries may be getting some shakeups. Who knows?
Maybe.
But we will watch definitely to see what happens there. We are right around just seconds away, I think, according to my watch, from beginning this program. Let me just give you a rundown of exactly what's expected expected to happen here today. So, of course, similar to what we saw yesterday, our Master of Ceremonies, Mr. Jack Thompson, will lead the charge. We'll then see the entrance of Her Excellency, the Most Honorable Dame Cynthia Pratt, the Governor General of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. Of course, the national anthem will be played this time by the Royal Bahamas Police Force Band. We'll have the invocation today by Bishop Woodley Thompson, Vice President of the Bahamas Christian Council and National Bishop of the Church of God of Prophecy. Our welcome will be done again by Jack Thompson, and then we will go to the oath of allegiance and oath of office administered by the Governor General to I. Chester Cooper, to Senator the Honorable Wayne Monroe, and to the Honorable Michael Halkitis. I think a fourth person may be on today's agenda. It's not here. We may have a surprise. After that, the Royal Bahamas Police Force Band will then do a musical tribute, and then we'll hear remarks again today from Prime Minister Brave Davis. And there we hear the police sirens coming in, so we expect to get this show on the road any minute now. And just taking a look here into the ballroom, we see MPs-elect there, Michael Halkitis for St. Barnabas, MP-elect Fred Mitchell for Fox Hill, who we just saw earlier in the broadcast, and there we see Mr. Monroe sitting down. So the room is filling up, a little less crowded than yesterday, but like we said, it's a hot day.
It's a hot day.
It's a Friday. Yes. But we expect no less passion. No less. We're going to toss it now to our Corbell Pyfrom, who stands by with a guest. Corbell, who do you have?
I'm holding on tightly to Galis Rule because he's been so apprehensive about doing this interview with me this morning. He knows Deputy Prime Minister-elect Chester Cooper so well, so I thought it would be only fitting that we hear from him. He's a good friend of yours. It's a big moment.
Yeah, he's a good friend. He's a good person. He's a good father and husband, and he's a good patriot. He did an amazing job as Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Tourism and Investment. Hopefully he's still in that position. But I think he's in for another good term ahead of him. So I'm very excited to see what will become of this second term that he so well deserved.
Our young audience may not remember that back in 2012, from 2012 to 2017, Kalis was also a part of the Christie administration and served as the Member of Parliament for Pinewood. Do you miss it?
No. I'm comfortable being able to spend time with my family, my kids, and work.
But to see a party that you heart so much, win a second consecutive term, what does that feel like?
It's a testament of the good work that was done. So very, very excited to see what becomes of this term.
All right, wasn't so bad after all, eh? Thank you very much, Galis Rule. Always good to see you. Take care, my brother. Back to you, Cynthia.
Thank you so much for that, Corbell. I just want to share some little tidbits, some factoids we have here about Deputy Prime Minister-elect. A native of Forbes Hill, Little Exuma, Cooper was first elected Member of Parliament for Exuma and Riga Island in 2017. Before entering frontline politics, he established himself as one of the region's most accomplished business executives with experience spanning financial services, insurance, commercial real estate, retail, and fintech. And it also says here, as we know, his leadership earned him regional recognition, including being named Caribbean Tourism Minister of the Year by the Caribbean Tourism Organization. I want to talk a little bit, before we get the program started, a little bit about the elections. It's done. The sigh of relief. Have you taken your sigh of relief just yet?
Not yet.
Not yet? What are you waiting on?
all of the appointments to be done so we know exactly who is where and everybody can get to work. We still need to get back to work.
Back to work. And back to work it is, of course, as we expect our new Attorney General to hit the ground running. We'll toss it to a little package now that we put together of Wayne Monroe, KC.
Wayne Monroe's journey to becoming Attorney General has spanned the courtroom, the bench, and the halls of Parliament. A King's Counsel and veteran attorney, Monroe was called to the Bar of England and Wales in 1990 before being admitted to the Bahamas Bar later that same year. Over the years, he's built a reputation as one of the country's most recognizable legal minds, serving as stipendiary and circuit magistrate, acting Supreme Court Justice, and later, president of the Bahamas Bar Association. Monroe also gained international attention through several high-profile legal matters, including his representation of the late Anna Nicole Smith. In 2021, he entered frontline politics, winning the Freetown seat for the Progressive Liberal Party and becoming Minister of National Security in the Davis administration. As National Security Minister, Monroe often found himself at the center of national debates on crime, immigration, election security, and justice reform, frequently defending the government's policies in Parliament and in the public arena. Now, Monroe prepares to assume the role of Attorney General, one of the country's most influential constitutional offices. The Attorney General serves as the government's chief legal advisor, overseeing legal affairs and helping shape legislation and national policy. For Wayne Monroe, the appointment marks yet another chapter in a public career deeply rooted in law, politics, and national service.
When I was in practice as a lawyer, Freetown being my ministry, I had to deal with family life, legal work, and being in the community. You just have to set your priorities and you allocate your time based on your priorities.
Well, we don't know which portfolio he'll lead just yet, but let's learn more about the Honorable Michael Halkitis.
Michael Halkitis has long been viewed as one of the government's leading financial minds. Born in Nassau in 1969, Halkitis attended school in Cat Island and New Providence before graduating from St. Augustine's College. He later earned a degree in economics from the University of Western Ontario and qualified as a chartered financial analyst in 1995. Before entering frontline politics, Halkitis built a professional career in the financial services sector, eventually serving as a chief financial officer. His political career began in 2007 when he was elected Member of Parliament for Adelaide and later appointed Parliamentary Secretary in the Ministry of Finance. Officials credit him with helping modernize and digitize several finance ministry operations during that period. Following the 2012 general election, Halkitis became Minister of State for Finance under the Christie administration, where he played a major role in tax reform and fiscal policy. In 2021, Prime Minister Philip Davis appointed him Minister of Economic Affairs and Leader of Government Business in the Senate. In that role, Halkitis oversaw financial services, trade, digital transformation initiatives, and efforts aimed at improving the country's ease of doing business. Now, following the Progressive Liberal Party's re-election victory, Halkitis prepares to assume one of the government's most critical portfolios, Minister of Finance. The appointment comes at a time when the country continues focusing on economic growth, debt reduction, inflation concerns, and long-term fiscal stability. For Michael Halkitis, Thursday's swearing in marks another major chapter in a political and financial career spanning nearly 2 decades.
And, of course, with events like these, you can always expect a surprise. I'm hearing now that the Honorable Fred Mitchell will be added to today's agenda. We don't know which appointment he will be given, but, of course, Mr. Mitchell's record just speaks for itself. He is a consummate politician, a consummate representative. What do you know about him and what do you respect most?
Mr. Mitchell is one of our most seasoned politicians in the country. He is a consummate PLP, if I could say so myself. He is one, and he's one who's always stayed in his community. Win, lose, or draw, he's stayed committed to Fox Hill, and he's a patriot. So to have him added to the list this morning, it may be a surprise, but it's not really a surprise because you can't have the second day swearing in and Fred Mitchell is not a part of that lineup, okay? So Fred Mitchell is one, like I said, the ultimate PLP and the seasoned veteran in this line of politics. So I'm absolutely looking forward to what he's going to do this term.
And so as we await here for the official start of this ceremony, the swearing-in ceremony here today, I just want to talk a little bit about elections, the campaign trail. People are now coming down a little bit off of their high and the adrenaline that was surrounding it. But tell me your thoughts about what happened in the field, in the campaign, and what brought you to this two-peat victory.
I think the one good thing that stood out about the party is that we stood on our record. We didn't get into the dirty politics. We didn't get into the mudslinging. We focused on our record. And we were transparent. We were transparent about coming into office in 2021 and making promises with our blueprint for change. And we outlined to the Bahamian people, yeah, we didn't deliver on everything. And we put it out in black and white for them to see what we've delivered on, what's in progress. And so these weren't just empty promises. And so in going into this campaign season, we were able to to essentially run on our record. We didn't make new promises to the Bahamian people. We simply asked the Bahamian people to allow us the opportunity to finish what we've started. And I think the Bahamian people spoke to that. They chose progress. They rejected reset. and they chose progress because they saw the progress happening. They didn't want to take the risk of those things being stopped.
The Prime Minister yesterday, in his remarks here at Government House, lamented, as well as in his victory speech, the low voter turnout, and saying that that's something that he's going to take up as the mantle or his mandate in this new administration. What are your thoughts about the turnout, and what does that say about the country and where we're headed?
I mean, I'm a little bit on the fence with the low voter turnout, right? Because we have a continuous register. And with having a continuous register, unfortunately, what happens is sometimes we don't remove people off the register after they pass. People have relocated and those sort of things. But voter apathy is real,
yes,
right? Particularly with the young people who don't see why it makes sense to vote. What's the point? My voice doesn't matter. But I always say when I have the opportunity to speak to young people, look at our forefathers. Look at what they fought for. They fought for the right to vote. Sitting on Facebook, lamenting in the comments, and sitting on TikTok and creating your videos and what have you, while people hear it. Your real voice is when you go in there and you mark your X for the party that you feel is going to make the difference. So we have to get young people and more people to understand that that's where it matters. It doesn't matter on the Facebook posts and on the Instagram and the TikTok and what have you. Use your voice when you can, and that means marking your X for the party that you think may make the best choice. That's the only thing I could say. That's my only recommendation. Don't give up your right to vote.
I love that you mentioned the youth. We'll come back to that. We just want to let our viewers know that we are running a little bit behind time, but I mean, you know, worth the wait. Like I said yesterday, I'm sure today's activities will be worth the wait. I saw our Master of Ceremonies, Jack Thompson, at the podium. So we expect that this ceremony will get started in just a few minutes. But about the young people, what do we need to do to get them more involved? What do we need to do to get them to care about what's happening? Like, what's it really going to take?
Well, I think I will give this to the young people. I think the young people did step up a lot this time, right, compared to prior elections. I did see more young people getting involved. But I think what would encourage more people to get involved is seeing more young people at the table, seeing more young people being given the opportunities, seeing more young people having their voices heard. And that's one thing I have to credit this Prime Minister for, Prime Minister Davis, for, because he's selected and appointed many young Bahamians in leadership roles. So that should be an example to the young people to know that your voice matters. We're listening to you. We want to hear what you have to say. And you have the opportunities available to you to be able to shine in leadership roles in the country. So being examples, letting them see examples, I think would be the encouragement for them to get out and have their voices heard more.
And you seem passionate about that. Any hopes for returning to the Senate and maybe pushing forth that message?
I mean, I'm hopeful. But again, I've served the party in the background for many years, and so ultimately my support for the party doesn't change whether there's an appointment or not. So whatever role the party sees fit for me this time, I'll certainly serve with grace and serve that to the best of my ability.
And this year, this go round, we had an impressive showing of women at the polls from PLP. Opposition. We'll come back to that, but I think we have now a Deputy Prime Minister-elect, the Honorable I. Chester Cooper and his wife Cecilia now entering the ballroom here at Government House, where, of course, we know that he will be sworn in, taking the oath of appointment here today to start his second consecutive term as Deputy Prime Minister. You know, much has been touted about his performance as Minister of Tourism, the numbers we were able to rake in and bring in, and so definitely, as you said, we just expect more good work from him. I think now after his entrance, I think we have the entrance of we're reading now the entrance of Her Excellency the Most Honorable Dame Cynthia Pratt. So the Chief Justice is now entering. Ian Winder there, who was also here yesterday for Prime Minister Davis's swearing-in ceremony. So he will now take his seat as we get ready to start today's ceremonies. There he goes shaking hands now with the front row there, Bishop Woodley Thompson, Clay Thompson, I think that's Jamal Strawn, Clay Sweeting. Just came off of that Woodley Thompson, it kind of rang. And here we see the halls here filled. I want to say to capacity because I see some overflow seating happening to my left. But yeah, everyone here is just sitting down waiting for the start of these historic events. And like I said yesterday, it's so good just to be in the space to witness history. I went to a local eatery yesterday, and there were two school kids. They're like, "Oh, you're the lady from the swearing-in." I said, "Y'all watched it?" They were like, "Yeah, our teachers made us watch it." So good to know. Yeah, good to know that our youth, like we were just talking about, they are watching, they are learning, and they are in some way a part of the process. So we are here now awaiting the start. We see their Master of Ceremonies, Jack Thompson, at the podium, and we are expecting to get this show on the road. We started to talk a little bit about the women represented from the opposition to independents to the third party and of course your party. An impressive showing of women, and they performed well.
Oh, they did. They did. The women were a force to reckon with.
Though.
Yeah, they're a force to reckon with. And one thing I've said is these women, particularly the incumbents who all won their seats, they didn't just sit down and say, okay, well, we're women, we're here.
Yeah.
They made sure that their voices were heard. They made sure that they shined in their ministries. And I mean, I'd go out to say some of those women outshine many of the men.
Especially as MPs, right?
Yes,
Especially
yes.
as members of parliament for their constituencies. I mean, their work was touted on social media, touted in person, and so we just look forward to what the women will do in this cycle.
Absolutely.
And you know how I go, reporters, we're going to ask, and I asked you before, any aspirations to represent in that way?
You keep hitting me with this question.
It's like, listen, girl, let me just enjoy the day.
I am in the here and the now. That's what I am. And I'm led by knowing where you're called, right? And following the spirit, following where God leads me. And so that's why I can't speak to that. I know right now where I'm at, this is where I'm supposed to be, and this is where I'm meant to serve.
Yesterday, your colleague, Keenan Johnson, when I asked him about what can we expect, you know, it's day 3 now, I think? Day 3, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday? Yes, day 3. And of course, everyone's saying we're going to hit the ground running. We're going to hit the ground running. From your viewpoint, what can we expect from your administration from here on?
Like I said, continuity, right? Building on the progress that was already in place. And then there's some things that came out during the campaign trail that, of course, we need to address. There were challenges with PRD. There's challenges with immigration that I know is a concern for many Bahamians. So I think in hitting the ground running, while we have to build on the progress, there's some things that came to light that we also need to address. The cost of living is a continuous challenge for Bahamians, so we have to continue chipping away at that to make life a little bit more affordable for Bahamians. Housing is still a concern. So while we were building on the progress already made, we have to really, it's all about continuity, stability, follow through.
And here we see now a Prime Minister Philip Davis KC entering the ballroom here at Government House as we get ready to start this ceremony this morning for the swearing in of our Deputy Prime Minister-elect, the Honorable I. Chester Cooper. And he is here now about to take his seat. And we expect to hear from him again today. So interesting to hear what his remarks will be today. All right, so we see there Master of Ceremonies, Jack Thompson, still at the podium. We think he's about to get this ceremony started in just a few moments. The hall is full now.
Yeah, it's packed.
A jam-packed room. We're just waiting for the Governor General's arrival now. And just to remind you of what we expect to happen here, very short program. After the Governor General arrives, we will have the National Anthem played. We'll have the invocation by Bishop Woodley Thompson. A Master of Ceremonies will give an official welcome. They will then administer the oath of allegiance and oath of office by the GG to the Honorable I. Chester Cooper, Senator the Honorable Wayne Monroe, the Honorable Michael Halkitis. Will then have a musical tribute by the Royal Bahamas Police Force Band. And as I said just now, we will hear then again from the Honorable Philip Edward Davis, our Prime Minister. And looking here now at your screen, we see this front row. There you see Monroe and Cooper with his wife, as well as Mitchell. Looking forward, I'm sure they're excited, tired but excited. There we see Halkitis as well, who is on today's agenda. And yes, this front shot shows us that that room is absolutely packed. So the GG is now going to arrive. We'll toss it inside now for the start of these ceremonies.
The Most Honorable Dame Cynthia Alexandria Pratt, Order of the Nation, Dame Grand Cross of the Most Distinguished Order of St. Michael and St. George, Governor General of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. A round of applause for our Governor General. Kindly remain standing for the national anthem of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, which will be sung by Inspector Corey Hill of the Royal Bahamas Police Force. Ladies and gentlemen, the national anthem of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas.
Lift up your head to the rising sun, Bahamaland. March on to glory, your bright banners waving high. See how the world marks the manner of your bearing, pledged to excel through love and unity, pressing onward, march together to a common lofty goal, steady sunward, though the weather hide the white and treacherous shore. Lift up your head to the rising sun, Bahamaland, till the road you've trod leads unto your God. March on, Bahama land.
Thank you very much, Inspector Hill. Kindly remain standing for the invocation. The invocation will be delivered by Bishop Dr. Woodley Thompson, who serves as Vice President of the Bahamas Christian Council and National Bishop of the Church of God of Prophecy. Bishop Thompson.
Let us pray. Eternal God, sovereign Lord over all nations, we gather this morning in the historic grounds of Government House with hearts humbled by your presence and grateful for your guiding hand upon the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. Your word reminds us that righteousness exalts a nation, and so we come seeking your wisdom, your covering, and your divine favor as new leaders take up the mantle of national service. Today, O God, we lift before you the Deputy Prime Minister and the Cabinet Ministers who will swear their oaths of office. You have entrusted them with great responsibility at a pivotal moment in our national life. Grant them clarity of mind, purity of motive, and steadfastness of purpose. Let integrity be their compass, compassion their language, and justice their unwavering standard. Bless the Deputy Prime Minister with strength equal to the weight of this office. Endow him with discernment that rises above partisanship, courage that stands firm in adversity, and humility that keeps him anchored in service to the Bahamian people. May his leadership contribute to unity, stability, and the continued flourishing of our beloved nation. For each cabinet minister, we pray that you would illuminate their path, guide their decisions, fortify their character, and surround them with wise counsel. May they work collaboratively, honorably, and diligently for the common good. Let their ministries be marked by innovation, accountability, and a deep commitment to the welfare of every island, every community, and every citizen. Lord, we ask that you bless the Governor General, the Prime Minister, and all who serve in the machinery of government. Knit their efforts together in harmony. Shield our nation from division, corruption, and discord. Strengthen our democracy, preserve our peace, and keep us anchored to the moral and spiritual foundations declared in the preamble of our Constitution. And finally, O God, bless the people of the Bahamas. Unite us in hope, inspire us to support our leaders with prayer, participation, and goodwill. May this new chapter in our national journey be marked by progress, prosperity, and your abiding presence. We commit this government, this nation, and this moment into your hands. Do for us what only you can do. And may your kingdom come and your will be done. In these islands we call home. In the mighty and matchless name of Jesus Christ, our Lord. Amen.
Kindly be seated. Excellency, it is my singular honor and pleasure to advance the special welcome to our guests on your behalf on this auspicious occasion. I am aware the Government House, and in particular this ballroom, would have been the venue for a number of swearing-in ceremonies for Governors General, Cabinet Ministers, and the presentation of credentials by our diplomats. Excellency, this morning marks yet another exciting chapter in the Davis's administration as we set sail in our beloved Bahamas. Distinguished guests, you are here today to witness the oath of office by 4 of our cabinet ministers. Your Excellency, should it pleases you at this time, I should like to proceed with this morning's ceremony and the oath. Ladies and gentlemen, I should also like to take this opportunity to officially welcome all of you here this morning. Give yourselves a round of applause. That's a little weak. I'm not sure what's happening. Let's give yourselves a round of applause, please. And I think I know that's why that's a little weak, because I think some of us should be singled out. So let us again acknowledge and welcome our Prime Minister, our beloved Prime Minister. Let's give the Prime Minister a hand. Again, we're delighted to have with us our Chief National and our Chief of the legal matters, Sir Ian Winder, our Chief Justice, who heads our legal matters. So we're happy to have you. We're happy to have the President of the Court of Appeal with us. Let's give it up for Justice Evans. Please welcome our former cabinet ministers and members of Parliament elect. They're with us. Let's give them a round of applause. Secretary to the Cabinet is with us, and Financial Secretary and Permanent Secretaries. Let's give them all a round of applause. Commissioner of Police and the Commodore, let's give them a round of applause. Family members of those who are taking the oath of office, let's give them a round of applause. I'm advised that we have Family Island attendees here. Some people came in just from the Family of Islands. Let's give them a round of applause. We have public officers from all of our various ministries. They're all here. Let's give them all a round of applause. And as I said yesterday, you know what we're going to do? We're going to give all of those, everyone, inside and outside, a thunderous round of applause. Let's welcome everyone. And you see, I was so anxious to get into the naming of our newly cabinet that, and I know we want to kind of get the ceremony on. So we do so at this time. So, Your Excellency, should it please you at this time, may I invite the newly to-be cabinet ministers to take their oath of office, please? Your Excellency, kindly. Thank you so very much. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to invite the Honorable I. Chester Cooper, Member of Parliament elect for Exuma and Ragged Island, to take the oath, and our Deputy Prime Minister to take the oath of office. Not only will he serve as our Deputy Prime Minister, but the newly appointed Minister of Education, Science, and Technology. Please, Minister. So you can do a little better than that. Let's turn it up a little higher. Turn it up a little higher.
I, Isaac Chester Cooper, do swear.
Just need some mic. Put up the mic here so they can't hear things. Sorry.
I, Isaac Chester Cooper, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to His Majesty King Charles III, his heirs and successors, according to law. So help me God. I, Isaac Chester Cooper, being appointed minister, do swear that I will, to the best of my judgment, at all times, when so required, freely give my counsel and advice to the Governor General or any other person for the time being lawfully performing the functions of that office for the good management of the public affairs of the Bahamas. And I do further swear that I will not, on any account, at any time whatsoever, disclose the counsel, advice, opinion, or vote of any particular minister or parliamentary secretary, and that I will not, except for the authority of the cabinet, and to such extent as may be required for the good management of the affairs of the Bahamas, directly or indirectly reveal the business or proceedings of the cabinet or the nature or contents of any documents communicated to me as minister or any matter coming to my knowledge in my capacity as such, and that in all things I will be a true and faithful minister, so help me God.
Governor General will at this time present the instrument of appointment to the Deputy Prime Minister of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas and the Minister of Education, Science and Technology. May I invite Mrs. Cooper to join Prime Minister, please? Kindly. Thank you so very much.
William, you feel this way to give this time.
Thank you so very much. Your Excellency. Thank you so very much. Your Excellency, please. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure now to invite Senator the Honorable Wayne Roosevelt Monroe, KC. He now becomes our Attorney General. Please give him a round of applause.
I, Wayne Monroe, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to His Majesty King Charles III, his heirs and successors, according to law. So help me God. I, Wayne Monroe, being appointed minister, do swear that I will, to the best of my judgment, at all times when so required, freely give my counsel and advice to the Governor General or any other person for the time being lawfully performing the functions of that office for the good management of the public affairs of the Bahamas. And I do further swear that I will not, on any account, at any time whatsoever, disclose the counsel, advice, opinion, or vote of any particular minister or parliamentary secretary, and that I will not accept with the authority of the cabinet, and to such extent as may be required for the good management of the affairs of the Bahamas, directly or indirectly reveal the business or proceedings of the cabinet, or the nature or contents of any document communicated to me as minister, or any matter coming to my knowledge in my capacity as such, and that in all things I will be a true and faithful minister. So help me God.
Can we have a seat?
To the Honorable Senator, the Honorable Wayne Roosevelt Monroe, KC, Attorney and Minister of Legal Affairs. like to invite Mrs. Monroe to please. Prime Minister, please. Thank you. Yes, please. Honorable, yes, please. Honorable Deputy Prime Minister and Mrs. Cooper. Thank you. Honorable Chief Justice. Thank you so very much. Thank you. Your Excellency, Your Excellency, I'm pleased to give to you at this time, to present to you at this time, the Member of Parliament elect for the Fox Hill constituency, the Honorable Fred Audley Mitchell, Minister of Foreign Affairs.
Thank you very much. Well, thank you.
A slight turn to the government.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I, Frederick Mitchell, do swear be faithful and true allegiance to His Majesty King Charles III, his heirs and successors, according to law. You'll hear this one now. I, Frederick Mitchell, being appointed minister, do swear that I will, to the best of my judgment at all times when so required, freely give my counsel and advice to the Governor General or any other person for the time being lawfully performing the functions of that office, for the good management of the public affairs of the Bahamas. And I do further swear that I will not on any account, at any time whatsoever, disclose the counsel, advice, opinion, or vote of any particular minister or parliamentary secretary, and that I will not, except with the authority of the Cabinet, and to such extent as may be required for the good management of the affairs of the Bahamas, directly or indirectly, reveal the business or proceedings of the Cabinet or the nature or contents of any documents communicated to me as minister or any matter coming to my knowledge in my capacity as such, and that in all things I will be a true and faithful minister, so help me God.
Could I have a seat?
So let it be written, so let it be done.
Be ready.
You're supposed to enjoy these things.
Proceed to the center.
I am pleased to invite Her Excellency to present the instrument of appointment to the Honorable Fred Mitchell, the Minister of Foreign Affairs. Please, let's give Minister Mitchell a round of applause. Honorable Prime Minister, please. One with the Honorable Prime Minister first, and then there are a few family members. Can those who are joining, the Honorable Deputy Prime Minister, and please proceed. Please proceed. No, I can take it. Please proceed to the front. Thank you. Thank you very much, Excellency. Thank you, Prime Minister. Ladies and gentlemen, the Minister of Foreign Affairs, one more time, please, a round of applause. Your Excellency, our fourth minister to take the oath of office this morning, oath of allegiance, it is my pleasure to present to you the Honorable Michael Brian Halkidas. The Honorable Michael Brian Halkidas is the Member of Parliament-elect for St. Barnabas constituency and will take the oath of office as Minister of Finance.
I, Michael Halkidas, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to His Majesty King Charles III, his heirs and successors, according to law. So help me God. I, Michael Halkidas, being appointed minister, do swear that I will, to the best of my judgment and all times when so required, freely give my counsel and advice to the Governor General or any other person for the time being lawfully performing the functions of that office for the good management of the public affairs of the Bahamas. And I do further swear that I will not on any account at any time whatsoever disclose the counsel, advice, opinion, or vote of any particular minister or parliamentary secretary, and that I will not, except with the authority of the Cabinet and to such extent as may be required for the good management of the affairs of the Bahamas, directly or indirectly reveal the business or proceedings of the Cabinet or the nature or contents of any documents communicated to me as minister, or any matter coming to my knowledge in my capacity as such, and that in all things I will be a true and faithful minister. So help me God.
Ladies and gentlemen, Her Excellency will now present the instrument of appointment to the Honorable Michael Brian Hakitis. Please. Just keep me going. Just play a little something. Just keep it going. I love that. Just keep it going. Just keep it going for me right there. Yes. May I invite before you, the other ministers and Mrs. Monroe, please to join. Thank you. So we have a group photo, please. Thank you.
It's official. The oath of allegiance and oath of office taken there by the DPM, Wayne Monroe. We have Fred Mitchell as well as Michael Halkitis. But before we get into the breakdown of exactly their portfolios, I'm going to toss it now to Corbell Pyfram, who stands by.
And Ianthea, so as the announcements were made of those 4 members of the Davis administration to join the cabinet, we were standing outside here with the overflow crowd that you see behind me. Friends, extended family members, people who've worked on the ground along with these campaigns. And, you know, today's a far better day for them. Well, maybe it is, except it's a bit hot out here today than it is yesterday. It was a bit wet. And we did hear some gas. We heard a lot of applauses, and everybody out here, they appear to be just happy to be here at Government House on the balcony for this another historic day. Back to you, Ianthea.
History in the making for sure there, Corbell. Thank you so much for that. Just a quick rundown of what we saw here today. There we saw the Honorable I. Chester Cooper sworn in officially as the here for you. The I in I. Chester Cooper stands for Isaac. He is the youngest of 12, a father of 3, married to Cecilia Cooper. We also saw there our Minister of Legal Affairs sworn in, as also as Attorney General and Senator Wayne Monroe. He's a past president of the Bahamas Bar Association, a former Minister of National Security. He was appointed QC at the time in January 2015, but of course, you know, after the death of the Queen, he is now KC. He's a Ragged Island native and considered one of the brightest legal minds in this country. We also saw there Fred Mitchell sworn in again as a Minister of Foreign Affairs, so stomping grounds for him, some familiar grounds there for him. He's a New Providence man, a SAC graduate. They must be very proud today. He has a degree in communications, has a master's from Harvard, a law degree obtained at the University of Buckingham, and he was called to both the Bahamas Bar and the Bar of England. We also have Michael Halkitis rounding out today's cabinet appointments. He is now the Minister of Finance. He once served as Minister of State for Finance. He is a Cat Island man from Old Bight. My brother-in-law might enjoy that one. He has... Just wait. All right, so we'll continue now with Halkitis' bio here. He has 2 children, and as we saw, they're married to Dr. Tracy Roberts. He is regarded as one of the brightest financial minds in the country. He's a financial analyst by trade, and of course, he was leader of government business in the Senate, and also a SAC graduate. I don't think we're going to stop hearing from them for the weekend. But Jayanne, talk to me about what just happened, the roundup of these first 4 cabinet ministers in this new Davis-led administration.
Well, I'm excited excited to see the Deputy Prime Minister in this new ministry. I'm excited to see what he's going to bring to the Ministry of Education, Science, and Technology. Like I said, he's a businessman. He's very intelligent. So I'm sure he's going to do much better there than what he did in tourism. So I'm looking forward to what he's going to do in that ministry. And like you said, he's an island boy. I think this is the first time we've had our Prime Minister and our Deputy Prime Minister hail from the Family Islands. So I am excited to see what he's about to bring to that ministry. Wayne Monroe, he is by far one of the brightest legal minds this country has ever seen. He's a strong litigator. I'm not a litigator in my practice, but I've seen him in action. And
we'll talk about the other two. We just want to get a little bit of what's going on inside the ballroom. I think now the Royal Bahamas Police Force Band is about to
perform.
Give us a little performance.
Give us a show.
Let's toss it inside now.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom just for me and you. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies of blue, clouds of white, bright blessed days and dark sacred nights. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are on the faces of people passing by. I see friends holding hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. I hear babies crying, I watch them grow. They'll learn so much more than I'll ever know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are on the faces of people passing by. I see friends holding hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. I hear babies cry, I watch them grow. They'll learn so much more than I'll ever know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Oh, and I think to myself,
But that kind of singing early in the morning, and how you can take your voice up and bring it down, it deserves another round of applause. So let's hear it one more time for Mr. Hill. Wonderful. But we not only focus on the wonderful world, we focus on the wonderful Bahamas. And the wonderful Bahamas, we are on our way to being just great with progress. And the introduction and the swearing in of our first 4 cabinet ministers this morning is evidence of that. I have the pleasure and the honor to present a young gentleman, a phenomenal leader, and we have seen his work in tourism, a hard worker, a forward thinker, an excellent leader, a visionary, an excited member of parliament for Exuma and Ragged Island, and now the new Minister of Education, Science, and Technology, our Deputy Prime Minister, to come now and to bring remarks. Ladies and gentlemen, Deputy Prime Minister Cooper.
Thank you very much. Your Excellency, the Governor General, Dame Cynthia Pratt, Prime Minister Philip Davis, distinguished colleagues, members of the Cabinet, colleagues, friends, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. This is the day that the Lord hath made. I will rejoice and be glad in it. First and foremost, I give God thanks. My faith in Him has guided every step of my journey, and I believe with every fiber of my being that the same God who had carried us this far will continue to guide the people of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas towards even greater heights. I stand here today deeply grateful. Grateful first to the people of Exuma and Ragged Island, some of whom are here today, who have once again entrusted me with the extraordinary privilege of representing them in Parliament. That trust remains one of the greatest honors of my life. I am equally grateful to Prime Minister Davis for the confidence he has again reposed in me through the responsibility of serving as Deputy Prime Minister of this nation. I accept that responsibility, fully mindful that all public service must ultimately be exercised at the pleasure of the Bahamian people. Today, I proudly take my post as Minister of Education, Science, and Technology. I eagerly look forward to this opportunity to shape the future. Over the past several weeks, I've expressed great optimism about this new era of ownership and economic empowerment. I fully expect that this will take root in our schools with an even deeper focus on entrepreneurship and financial literacy and preparing our youth for the new careers and new industries of tomorrow. What most people don't know is that I have served as a public high school teacher for 2 years. And amongst my friends, I proudly proclaim that I have served 2 years hard time in high school. I look forward to helping guide this critical aspect of our nation and working with teachers and education professionals who make sacrifices and work tirelessly to strengthen our future. The Bahamas shines brightly among the nations of the world. Ours is a country blessed beyond measure, but more importantly, it is a nation built through courage, sacrifice, conviction, and faith. From the painful legacy of slavery and colonialism, our people forged a democracy founded upon equality under the law, human dignity, and opportunity for all. Here in the Commonwealth, every person, regardless of race, background, faith, or station in life, stands before the law and deserving of respect. That democratic spirit was reaffirmed on May 12th when the people, the Bahamian people, chose progress. They recognize the difficult work undertaken over these past years to strengthen our economy, expand opportunity, and restore confidence in our country. They chose continued forward movement for a nation that must work for every Bahamian. And while we celebrate the remarkable strides we have made as a country, we must also acknowledge a deeper truth. Too many Bahamians still look to us towards the future to alleviate some hurt and some pain. Our work, therefore, is far from complete, and it is with great humility that I recognize we must serve all people of this Commonwealth. Throughout my years in public service, I've listened to Bahamians from every walk of life, those carrying the greatest hardships to those blessed with great success. And what I've consistently heard is that people want the opportunity to build better lives for themselves and their families. They want a government that sees them and hears them and works every single day to make their lives better. The Bahamian people are resilient. We are strong people. We've endured hurricanes, economic hardship, uncertainty, and grief. Time and again, we have stared adversity in the face and emerged stronger because of our belief in God and common purpose. We are a people who have never surrendered to despair. And because of that spirit, I remain optimistic about the future of this country. I believe in the Bahamas where your future is not determined by where you were born or where you grew up or what your last name may be. I believe in the Bahamas where young people can dream boldly and know that hard work and discipline can still open doors. I believe in the Bahamas where women continue to rise to every level of leadership and national life. I believe in Bahamas that is safe for all of us, our citizens, and there is a deep and abiding reverence of the rule of law. And I believe in the Bahamas where development and progress must reach every island and every community. I am sure that our Prime Minister and my colleagues who are being sworn in this morning share these aspirations and values. And therefore, I congratulate them all. During his long years of legal practice, the incoming Attorney General, the Honorable Wayne Munro, has been relentless in his pursuit of justice. The incoming Minister of Foreign Affairs, the Honorable Fred Mitchell, during his long years of service in several administrations, has tirelessly, and I dare say fearlessly, promoted the national interests of our country throughout the world. An incoming Minister of Finance, the Honorable Michael Halkitis, brings years of experience helping to steer the nation's economic and financial affairs. And I've done a calculation while sitting here, and I shared with him that I've known him for about 35 years. And he's wanted to be Minister of Finance for 36 years. It is my solemn pledge to continue working alongside our beloved Prime Minister and my cabinet colleagues and Bahamians of every persuasion to build a stronger and more compassionate nation anchored in fairness and accountability. And to the young people of this country, your nation has not given up on you, and I'm asking you to not give up on your nation. Your country needs your talent, your creativity, your innovation, and your patriotism. We will spend this second term fighting to build a country that is entirely worthy of your inheritance. And today, I also wish to thank my wife, Cecilia, my children, my family, and all those whose love, sacrifice, and support have sustained me through this journey. Public service demands much, not only from those elected, but also from the families who stand beside them with patience, faith, and strength. So Scripture reminds us in Hebrews 11 that faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. It is that faith in God, in humanity, that sustains people. It is that faith that strengthens nations. And it is that faith that reminds us that our greatest days can still lie ahead. May God bless the people of Exuma and Ragged Island. And may God bless the Commonwealth of the Bahamas.
Thank you very much, Honorable Deputy Prime Minister. Ladies and gentlemen, just before we bring this session to a close, I should like to advance special thanks to, first of all, our beloved Governor General, who's carried and executed her role with distinction. Please give a round of applause to our May I invite you to give a round of applause to our esteemed Prime Minister. Ladies and gentlemen, Prime Minister. We are grateful to the Royal Bahamas Police Force Band. I thought they did well. Let's give the band a round of applause. I should like to thank Bishop Dr. Woodley Thompson for that wonderful invocation. God bless you. I should like to recognize the presence of the various directors and heads of department from the various ministries who thought that their minister would have been sworn in today. Some got it right and some just have to wait. But thank you for being here, one and all. We should like to thank Government House for all that they have been working on and preparing this ceremony. Let's give a round of applause to Government House. I thank the supporters of the governing party who are with us today, and some inside and some in the back on the porch, but let's give a round of applause. They're here in goodly numbers. Finally, I should like to thank Government Printing. They are on standby and they've been working throughout the night to prepare a program and a keepsake for us. Let's give Government Printing, Mr. Collins, and his team a round of applause. Last but in no means least, I thank those of you who I've forgotten and those of you I may have omitted. We thank you for being here this morning. Thank you so very much. God bless. Kindly stand for the close of our program. May I invite you to remain in your places as we now invite the Provost Marshal, the Commodore, to escort Her Excellency, the Most Honorable Dame Cynthia Pratt, to the reception area. We ask that you greet Her Excellency. Prime Minister, please. Honorable Deputy Prime Minister and newly sworn in ministers, newly appointed cabinet ministers, we ask that you greet the ministers in the porch area, the reception area. Honorable Chief Justice, please. Honorable, yes, sir. Parliamentarians, yes, please. Bishop Thompson. Parliamentarians, family, thank you very much. Good morning.
And the close of this swearing-in ceremony here this morning at Government House. We heard there from the Deputy Prime Minister and new Minister of Education, Science and Technology, the Honorable I. Chester Cooper, saying he eagerly looks forward to this opportunity to shape the future and that he will place a deeper focus on financial literacy in our schools and that he served 2 years as a public high school teacher. I did not know that, Jayan.
Neither did I.
Surprises all day. Right? He says that he is going to help guide alongside this critical sector of our nation to ensure that we move forward in the way that we should, and that the work is far from over, that he has a long road ahead of him, but he is here and he is ready to do the work that is required. He also said that he is dedicated to serving all people from all walks of life across the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. Also there in those closing remarks, touting the work of the other ministers we saw here sworn in today, saying that Wayne Monroe identifies, he is good and is relentless in his pursuit of justice. Can't understand my own handwriting here this morning. And saying that Mitchell fearlessly promotes the national interest of this country on a global level. Absolutely. And of course, speaking to the years of experience that Halkitis will bring to finance. Your thoughts here before we wrap up?
Listen, I'm just excited to see the work that all of them are going to do this term. I have to say this. Minister Halkitis has played a pivotal role in turning this economy around in the last 4 years. So now him seated in the role of Minister of Finance, I can only, the only way up is, the only way forward is up. So I'm looking forward to that, and I think they all will do an exceptional job in their roles. I think Fred goes without saying, he's on his usual territory, but Wayne Monroe and the Deputy Prime Minister in their new roles, I'm looking forward to it. I think it's only up from here.
Any advice for him as he enters Senate?
Wayne don't need
the halls, right?
Wayne could handle himself.
He got it.
Yes,
and so we know later today we have more cabinet ministers will be given their appointments. So interesting again. Like I said, it's buzzing all around with the anticipation of who will get what, who will do what, who will be appointed to what. So, and I have no information, right?
More shifts.
Any more shifts, any more adjustments and amendments of what the portfolios may look like. I have zero information.
Neither do
They're
I.
holding this tight to the chest, and so we're just going to wait to see what happens here today. Of course, just wanted to wrap up for you guys the appointments happening here. Our Deputy Prime Minister is now Minister of Education, Science, and Technology, I. Chester Cooper. We have Wayne Monroe, KC, who is now our Attorney General, Senator, and Minister of Legal Affairs, Minister of Foreign Affairs, again in the person of Fred Mitchell, whom you've said have served brilliantly in that post before. And of course, Michael Halkitis, the new Minister of Finance. This is the first 4 ministers here in this new Davis administration. Looking forward to see how the day pans out. Any final thoughts from you this morning?
I wish them all well. I wish them all well in these new roles, and let's get to work. Let's get to work and continue delivering for the Bahamian people.
And of course, the appointments continue. Be sure to tune back in here on the ZNS Network at 2:45 p.m. as we bring you more appointments and swearing in right here from Government House. I'm Anthea Ferguson for now. I'll see you this afternoon. Thank you, Jayan.
Thank you.